talking now with Oliver Sloup, Blue Line Futures. He's located in Chicago, but the reason I bring that up is, Oliver, you're a native of Nebraska. And I just wondered, if we look at that radar image Tim had, we're talking about some really heavy rain moving through Nebraska. Now, from what I have been hearing, they really needed the rain in some areas of the state. They're getting it in spades today, the way it looks. But how are they doing on planting progress and as far as the crop condition? I've actually been hearing, Oliver, that a lot of pivot irrigation systems have been running to try and get that crop started.
Yeah, they have. There have been some areas that really need the rain, as there are, across the country. But I think for the most part, got to look outside the backyard and look at the country as a whole. And as it seems, we're doing really well. We had a great weekend of weather for a majority of the areas, and this afternoon's crop progress report is expected to show somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 to 48%, which is well above the 5-year average of about 39%. So everything seems to be running pretty decently, and that does have corn under a little bit of pressure here in the early morning trade. And I think that was kind of to be expected after a little bump last Wednesday and Thursday. Funds right now positioned pretty darn heavily short, about 161,000 contracts, which is really aggressive for this time of year. If we do get some sort of weather scare, potentially that puts a little bit of a premium in the market. But as I continue to kind of say, last year's weather really set the precedent. The wet weather last year, we were still able to turn out a good crop, so you might take those weather concerns this year, if they do arise, with an extra grain of salt.
Well, the July corn is down 4 1/4 now at 3.14 1/4. On the soybeans this morning, currently on the soybeans, you have the July contract 14.5 cents lower at 8.35. Lots of pressure in the soybeans today. November down 12 1/4. We're at 8.42 3/4. Why? Why so much pressure in the soybeans today?
Well, similar to corn, weather is a big issue, but I think bigger than that is the fact that the tension seems to be rising on the trade front with China, and that is not good. So I think that's probably why you're seeing beans really taking the brunt of the selling pressure here today. And talked about the funds position in corn. The funds position for soybeans, they're net long about 4,400 contracts. That's a big caution flag to me. They've got a lot of powder to add to the short side, and if the weather does continue to play out very well, could get a big crop here with a lot of fundamental headwinds on top of that as far as demand goes from China. So I am a little bit nervous about soybeans here, but hopefully we can see some sort of positive news develop in the next couple of weeks to keep us from breaking down below that $8 handle.